Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is RJ. So the second competition of TownStar Mayhem has finished. We're going to be checking out how we got on and what is to come, so keep watching. Okay, and welcome to another video. And remember, if this is your first time visiting my channel and you want to learn more about how to earn cryptocurrency for free, about cloud mining sites, crypto investments and lots of other crypto related stuff, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to tag that notification bell so you're alerted to all my latest content as it comes online. Okay, so as you can see, we are here at TownStar, and like I said in the intro, the second competition has finished and we now have 2 days, 1 hour, 33 minutes and 40 plus seconds until the next competition starts. So if you didn't quite get into that top 2,000, do not be discouraged. You still have 2 more competitions in this month to get yourself up there and winning yourself some Gala. Okay, so before I really get into the video, I just want to send out a bit of an apology for not or for missing my usual sort of midweek video. Unfortunately, I had to attend a funeral and you know, a very close family friend passed, and that is basically why I didn't post. So I am sorry for those of you that do look forward to my videos and follow my channel and support me. I am extremely sorry about that. In fact, obviously I wasn't even here. I wasn't even at home. So basically I was having to monitor TownStar through Gala Guru. Obviously by the time I had to leave, I had completed my town, but basically I was just watching it through Gala Guru and praying that there was no reset and that my computer carried on running and stuff like that. But yeah, like I say, I am sorry that I didn't drop my usual midweek video. Anyway, before again, I just want to say, you know, tell us how you got on. I really want to know how you guys got on. Especially for those people that just missed out on the top 2,000 in the first competition. Did any of you actually manage to get into the top 2,000 in the second competition? But I want to hear from everybody. Tell me how you got on, where you placed, what builds you were doing, all that kind of stuff. It's great information to share through our community. And, you know, and obviously, you know, I also want to say a big congratulations to any of you that did manage to get into that 2,000 and win yourself some Gala. So I did have a bit of a calamity yet again at the beginning of this competition. So as in the last competition, you know, I got into TownStar. I got a really good spot. I was really happy with my spot. I decided I would actually try for the second time the same strategy that I was trying in the first competition, which the idea was to basically do uniforms, even though I know uniforms are not the optimal build, but with the idea of basically just hitting it hard, getting up the leaderboard as far as I could, as fast as I could, knowing that once the blue Steelers started sort of making headway, I would very slowly drift back. But what happened was Tuesday night went amazing. I will tell you this, I don't even know how I did it. I seem to have got my build done, my fuel depot done, probably about 2 hours before I normally do. It just went absolutely swimmingly. Everything was working well. We had got you know, I'd got my full amount of sheep on there, which was like 20 sheep. I got all my wood. I'd got my lumberjacks at that time, my ranchers, all my fuel depot. Absolutely brilliant. I was flying. So obviously, when that happens, you think, great, I'm going to go to, you know, get in bed. And the next day, I was going to be out all day due to work. And I woke up in the morning. As I do I wake up fairly early. I came and checked my computer, and I'm just looking at Microsoft Edge, but on its default sort of home picture, you know, like the photographs and that they post on there. and no sign of TownStar. So I'm not sure if Gala had done a reset and for some weird reason my browser just didn't pick it up, or it just didn't return back to TownStar, or I had a power cut or something like that, or for some weird reason my computer just restarted itself. I don't believe there was any updates, any Microsoft updates. But like I say, so I lost probably about 6 hours, maybe a bit less, maybe 4 or 5 hours worth of gameplay. And because I was going to be out all day, all I could really do was get it restarted. I think I managed to add a couple of ATVs to try and speed a few things up while I was getting some other stuff done. And then basically that was it. I was out for the day. And then I came back and I finished off my build. But what I've realized, I mean, a lot of people say, well, obviously your strategy wasn't right because, even after losing 5 hours of gameplay, if it was working right, you should have maybe been able to move up. Well, basically, when I got home, I was sat at something like 1,750, 1,700 and something. And I did manage to claw my way back to about 1,400 once I'd completed my build. But yeah, I mean, I didn't make as much headway as I did in the first competition doing the same strategy. But what I sort of came to realize was that the strategy itself of basically getting up the leaderboard fast, because I know I'm not going to win. Most of us know we are not going to get in first place. So the idea, like I say, to get up the leaderboard as far as I could, as fast as I could, which I was, when I went to bed, I was like top 400, 350, 400, something like that. And I think if I hadn't lost that 4 or 5 hours, I think I would have been still in like the hundreds as opposed to the thousands. But the strategy itself I believe, is a sound strategy. But the problem is, because I was doing uniforms, essentially that strategy relied on everything being absolutely perfect and not having any hiccups. And because it just doesn't it's not giving you enough points. So even though you're moving up, when I got my build finished, even though I was moving up, I was just not moving back up fast enough. So I have come to realize that, like I say, I think the strategy is a good strategy. But doing it with uniforms, it just doesn't work because it's not giving you enough back. And like I say, if you have any sort of a hiccup, any slight thing goes wrong, then you're on the back foot, you're chasing. And so I've tried it. We will no longer be pursuing that unless, say, there is a particular meta, a specific, say, uniforms meta or something like that. I probably won't be trying that strategy again with uniforms. I might well try the same strategy with other things, but just not with uniforms. Okay, so obviously you guys want to know how we got on in the end. So if we click, that's not what I meant to do. I'm very sorry. Here, look, view leaders. If we click here, so we ended up in 37th place, and I'm actually guessing this number here is after they've removed all. In fact, what am I doing? That is not me, is it? Does that look like me? Here, scroll down. I was about to say, because I saw us in 1646, and I thought, for some weird reason, because it just showed me, I didn't even look at the name. Anyway, this is where we were. I was about to say that they've probably removed all the cheaters, and that's why I've now moved up 10 places, as what I was looking at 10 minutes ago. But it's not. It's just the fact I was looking at the wrong person, because I'm an idiot. So anyway, yeah, so we got 1646. So even with a subpar build, and that mess up at the beginning, just like in the first competition, we still managed to get ourselves into that top 2,000. So between the two competitions, so far, we have managed to pull in $100 worth of Gala, which, like I say, I'm actually, because it was a subpar build, because we lost a day and a half's worth of gameplay in the first competition. We lost about 5 hours of gameplay in the second competition, and also not being here on the second competition, I just had to let it run. So, which means, because normally what I would do is every morning I would refresh. So that would clear all the cache and all that, and that would push up your FPS. And as we know, even though it is slightly disputed, that basically if your FPS, the higher your FPS, the faster your town works, therefore the faster the production. That is simply how it works. Like I say, it is disputed by certain people, but I have seen this actually in action, this actual thing. So I do believe it is true. And but like I say, because I couldn't do those refreshes, because like I say, normally I'd refresh in the morning and then I'd refresh again before I went to bed to try and keep that FPS as optimal and as high as possible. Because I was unable to do that for 3 days. I couldn't claim town coin for 3 days, so I've lost about 50 odd town coin I've lost there. Obviously, it can't be helped in situations like this. But what I'm trying to get at is, if I was here and I was able to do that, we might have ended up slightly higher. I also might have been able to see a couple of things I could tweak, maybe, as you guys know, I'm always doing that. It doesn't always work out, like in the first competition. But anyway, like I say, we ended up in that top 2,000. We've got $100 worth of Gala from the first two competitions. Now, if we drop over to Gala Guru, and you can see here, this is basically the most recent competition. This is how we've ended up. If we drop in to see how we're doing, so here we are, Mooksville. This is me. And click on here. You can basically see that how my competition went. So basically this was my rush. And then this is where we basically started getting our town properly sorted with making wool yarn. Then we had a jump. This is probably where we got up to the point of making uniforms. And then we had a couple of dips, but we were pretty consistent until this massive drop here, which I have no idea what that was. And then we went back up to around about 39. You see this where it says 46, 45, blah, blah, blah. Had I been able to do those refreshes, we might well have been able to maintain more at that level, as opposed to staying at this 39,000 per hour. We might have been a bit closer to this 46 per hour, or whatever that is. I think it's per hour. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, but yeah, we were pretty stable. I did a video on Gala Guru a while back, and I was talking about certain changes that the developer was looking to add. And, he's actually showing now here your location and the type of tile you were using. So as you can see here, we had multiple river. I'm guessing that is the river. And then this is sort of your plain section. And then he also has added your points. So as you can see there, we're on a nice steady trajectory to there's no real major dips, and we ended up at our final 3,232,060 points. So like I say, if you ever want to just have a quick glimpse at how you guys got on in the competition, especially, because obviously you're not looking at it overnight and stuff like that, so you can just drop in here, go to the leaderboard, and then just type in the name of your town, and you should appear. If it doesn't appear, click on leaderboard. Yeah, because when you first come in, it comes to this page, but it doesn't always work when you first type your town in. If it doesn't, just click on leaderboards, and then type it in, and then you should find that it will come up. Okay, so like I said, what is to come? If we drop into our this is our Discord server. Big thanks and welcome to all our new members to our Discord server. If we drop down here to TownStar announcements, and then here you can see this is the basically the layout for the last 3 competitions. So the most recent competition that's just finished was 4.5 days. The next competition, which starts on Tuesday, so obviously tomorrow is Monday. It's going to be the day after that. For me, it's at 5 p.m. GMT time. I think if you come in here, it should tell you what your time is where you live, because it's all according to your location. But for me, it's 5 o'clock GMT. And then the next competition is only 3.5 days. So this is becoming a bit more like a sprint. And then the last competition is only 2.5 days. So basically that is just sort of like a mad long rush. That is, it's only 2.5 days. You're really going to have to get yourself sorted for that one. And I mean, like I say, the next one, starting Tuesday, is only 3.5 days. So it's going to be a bit of a mad one. I think there's going to be some interesting tactics that people are going to be using there. Their strategies and stuff like that. And obviously, I wish the best of luck to everybody. The only thing that sort of has annoyed me a little bit is that basically 2 reasons this sort of annoyed me was Gala's released these salt stations, and they're only going to be in the shop for a limited period of time, right? But when I looked at the time for where I am in the UK, they were not, because it says here today they will be released into the shop today between 4 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Well, for me that's 1 o'clock in the morning. For some other people that's even later. I mean, I think you might as well just say, well, we're just distributing to all these to everybody in America. I mean, you know what I mean? It's sort of like, for a lot of people that we've got no, I mean, people have got to go to work and stuff like that. I'm not sitting up till 1 o'clock in the morning to possibly get one of these, even though I wasn't going to buy one. But I'm just saying, if you're going to do it, make it at a time when a lot more people can have access to it. But also as well is it's all, I mean, the price is $750 in town, which worked out to be about 20,000 town coin. And then the other thing that sort of got my back up is that recently with things like Town Power and all this, Gala keep going on about how they're trying to close the gap between the big account and the smaller accounts, right? But then they release a NFT. Clearly, the only people that can buy that are people that have got big accounts. I mean, I don't have $750 to throw on an NFT or 20,000 town coin, And so it's sort of like, I'm just like, you're sending out this message that you're here for the smaller accounts and you're trying to address that balance and blah, 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 blah. And then you do something like this. And then I tell you what, and excuse the pun, what is really going to rub salt into the wound is because they were talking about the possible last 2 competitions, they're going to change the meta. Well, if that meta involves salt, say cakes or something like that where you're going to need salt, well then again you might as well just hand out those winning prizes to to anybody that's bought one of these or to the bigger accounts. So it sort of gets me that does is that, like I say, is they keep spouting this thing about how we're here for, all the members, and we want to help out the lower accounts, and then they release an NFT that nobody can purchase. They release it at a time where which only a limited amount of people are going to even be able to get them, because they're not going to be there for a long time in the shop because they're limited and they're just going to quickly go. And then, like I say, to really if they really want to rub salt into the wound, they're then going to, one of the next competitions is going to be something like a cake meta, or something that involves salt. But we'll wait and see, and I guess we'll find out. So, anyway, like I say, the next competition is 3.5 days. The competition after that is 2.5 days. So make sure you are really focusing on those rushes. Because you need to get your money into your bank fast, really, really fast, and push as hard as you can to get your builds done. I will guarantee you that most of the serious players will not go to sleep Tuesday. I could put money on that most of the top players will not go to sleep. They will have their whole build done by Wednesday morning. By sometime Wednesday morning, they will have their build done, because that is it. That is in such a short period of time. That might be what you've got to do to stand a chance and be competitive. If you want to get into those real, top, like in the hundreds, say top 500 or something like that. That's what you're going to have to do. You are going to have to stay up, and you are going to have to finish your build in one go. Not go to sleep and just go, because that is what most of the big boys or girls are going to be doing. And even me, if I've not got to go anywhere, if I don't have to go anywhere on Wednesday, I will probably work straight through the night and get my build done as well. Because like I say, it is all about time. You have limited amount of that in the next two competitions. So you need to get things rolling and finished as fast as possible. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. I hope you found it helpful, fun and informative. And if you like what I do, it would be absolutely amazing if you could subscribe to my Patreon and support my channel for as little as $1, which then helps me bring more content to you. And if you're interested in those earlier videos that I talked about, probably on your screen right now. So get clicking and get watching. And I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.